Hey, this is Russ. Yeah, we're inside again. Yeah, the weather has gotten bad. It's kind of typical for this area. We were just lucky that in the month of February, we were able to get outside to do some rides. So, yeah, kind of typical. Can't complain. I mean, we have to be grateful for what we had, right? Maybe we'll be able to go out the following week. We'll see. Weather didn't look too promising, but you can never tell. Yeah, kind of goes up and down. So anyways, what's going on today? Well, we have some news. Yeah, Rad Power Bikes has announced 4 new models. Well, okay, not all of them are really new, kind of upgraded versions of 2 of the bikes, but at least 2 new models, let's say that. Yeah. Now, you guys have asked me too, Rad Power Bikes got new bikes. Russ, are you going to be getting one? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But it won't be coming from Rad as one of their influencers. Yeah. I'd have to buy it if I decide to do it. But remember, too, you guys had purchased a number of Rad Power Bikes using my affiliate code, and that gave me some commission, and it's kind of built up. So I have enough to buy a bike if I wanted to. So I'm kind of debating at this point which of the models to consider getting. Now, here's the interesting thing. The minute I get the bike, I will probably do a quick review on it, and then I will immediately sell it off. All right. I don't plan to keep it. But the thing is, I have to use up the credits somehow. And, they don't give me cash for that. So if I don't buy a bike, I don't get anything. So I have to buy the bike. And as soon as I buy the bike, I don't need the bike. All right. I've got other review bikes coming in. So I think what I'll do is I'll make a decision on which of these Rad bikes I'm going to get. And then I will purchase it. I will do a quick review of it. And then immediately following that review, that bike will be available for pickup for somebody who wants it, all right? You have to be in the general Chicago area or at least come down to get it, because I had a number of you guys have come from out of state to come pick up one of my bikes. And of course, I'll discount it as well. So I'm still debating which one and how much the discount will be. So keep tuned with that. Now, these bikes are pre-order bikes. If you want to take a look at their models, just go to the Rad Power Bikes website and take a look. I don't want to go into how all the different models are because, each one of them are slightly different. Oh, got a little itch there. And, I don't know all the details yet. So until I get it and play with it, I really don't know. So check it out yourself if you want to see what they've come up with as potential new bikes to consider. Now, if you're planning on getting one, even before I do the review, remember too, there is an affiliate link in the description of all my videos, and the Rad Power Bikes $50 discount is there. So all you have to do is use my affiliate link to get to the Rad site, okay? Don't just get there and try to do it. Got to use the link to get there, and then they should give you a $50 discount. You should see that come off after you get ready to make your purchase. So anyway, I appreciate that, and that's how we were able to get the credits ready for the purchase of this next review bike, okay? All right, so what else is going on? Well, I got an email from one of our subscribers talking a little bit about Etrikes. So a number of you guys have asked me whether I'm going to get an Etrike this season or not. And I always said maybe. Let me address some things on the Etrike, okay? Now, keep in mind, I don't own an Etrike currently, but I have ridden an Etrike before. I rode the Rad Power Bikes Etrike, all right? I went to California last year, and I visited their Berkeley, California store, and there I got a chance to ride the Etrike. So my impressions are this with the Etrike. First off, a lot of people still watch that one video that's gone over 1 million views on my channel. And they mentioned to me too, if you have problems riding this bike, why don't you consider an Etrike? And so let me give you my thoughts. And I've mentioned this before in the past, but it's probably worth mentioning again because the season's coming up and many of you guys are starting to think about, should I buy a bike? Should I buy a trike? What should I get? All right. And questions do come in. So here's my thought about it. People consider the e-trike because they feel that their balance is not so good for a regular bike. Okay. That's probably the number one reason people want it. They figure, I can sit on this thing and then I'm not going to fall off of it. I won't tip off of it. I mean, a bike, it's 2 wheels. Yeah, if you stop and you don't put your feet down flat on the ground, you're going to tip one way or the other, right? Well, that doesn't happen on an e-trike usually. And I say that because if you're on ground that is not level, let's say you're tilted, all right, you're on an angle, the ground is slightly tilted, you're going to feel tilted. You're going to feel like you're falling off that trike, all right? And as you ride it too, you might go from a level ground and then all of a sudden there's a tilt, all right? All three wheels have to be on that ground. So what will happen is if we're tilting to my left, if I'm straight here going on the ground and the ground tilts, you'll be doing this, okay? And you're going to feel like you're about ready to fall off of it. So you're going to have to tilt yourself the other way to even yourself out. So there is a learning curve on an e-trike. It's not that easy. You know, people think it's going to be easy, but it's not 100% that easy. Now, my sister was with me too at the time, and she was riding it, and she had a hard time as well. She kept feeling like she's going to fall off of this thing because we were going over roads that were tilting one way or the other, and she says, I feel like I'm going to fall off. And I kind of felt the same way too. Now, you can get used to it. You have to learn to lean the other way. So there is a learning curve. I just wanted people to know that. Now, another thing is not all trikes go that fast. Some of them will only do around the 15 mile per hour range, which is what I would recommend too, quite frankly. I don't think you should buy a trike and expect to do 28 miles an hour on it, okay? I don't think that's reasonable, and it's probably not safe, all right? I did take that Rad trike up to the fastest it can go, and I'd say that's plenty fast for a trike. All right. Now, some of them will go faster. Some of them will do your 20 miles an hour, or maybe even a little faster than that. But I felt comfortable at 15, but I didn't feel that if I went any faster, I would be okay. Now, every time you turn on a trike too, if you're not careful, you could tip the trike over. Yeah, it'll go off one wheel. So what will happen is the two wheels in the back, one wheel will come up if you're not careful. Again, you got to learn to lean. You got to lean the other way, keep that thing down, and maybe slow down when you make that turn. All right. Now, some of these things we don't have as much of an issue with on a two-wheel bicycle. And so if you've never ridden a trike before, just realize that there are some things you have to know that will happen. All right. Now, another thing that the viewer had mentioned when he sent me the email is that the lost my train of thought again. This is the problem as you're getting old. I'm telling you, it happens to me all the time. And then 2 seconds later, it'll kick back in. So yeah, I'll give it a little time. It'll come back to me. All right. So anyways, these are some of the things to consider. Okay, here it comes. See, I'm telling you, it takes this long. He mentioned that, he would like to go on the sidewalk with it. But in the area that we're at, he said that, the sidewalk doesn't always fit for the trike. Some of the sidewalks don't go all the way through. Some of them have issues with the sidewalk and the like. They kind of stop. They go out. They have broken areas and all sorts of stuff, okay? Forcing him to go onto the street. Now, keep in mind that the trike is a wider vehicle, all right? It's not as narrow as a bicycle. It's wider because you got two wheels on each side. And so he was saying that he finds himself a lot of times in the open door zone where, if you're passing a car, if they swing the door open, you're going to slam into that door, all right? So you have to be further away from the door. Now, if you're on a bicycle, you do the same thing. You got to be further away from that door. But think about a trike. The two wheels kind of stick out on either side of you. You got to be way over to one side. Okay, so that kind of pushes you into the middle of the road, right? And remember, you're only doing maybe 15 miles an hour. Cars are coming. It's not going to be a pleasant thing to do. So these are some valid points that he brought out that, you'd really kind of have to kind of know. These are things that are going to happen if you buy an e-trike, all right? Now, I haven't gotten any reviews of e-trikes. Do I plan to? Maybe, maybe not. I think if one of our established manufacturers that I've already been working with comes out with one and asks me to do it, I might do it. But my issue with it is, first off, I know for myself, I won't be riding an e-trike. I can ride a bike, all right? I don't have a problem riding a standard bike. So between the two, my choices would be to ride a standard two-wheel bike. So what's going to happen with this trike? Is it going to go to the wayside like I'm planning to do with the Rad bike when I get it in? They take it in from them, do the review, and then sell it right away? It's not an easy sell, too. Believe me, selling off bikes, even after you get it, is not an easy thing to do, all right? And a trike is even less of the amount of people who would be interested in it compared to a bike. So how long am I going to have to hold on to this thing? All right. So these are some of the things I keep thinking about. I even asked my daughter, I says, you know, you want to put it in your garage, in your home? She doesn't want it. First off, why would she want one? I mean, she could ride a regular bike. She don't even want my regular bike. How you like that? I asked her, can I put a bike or two in your garage? You know, would you want to? She said, I'm never going to ride it. So some people ride it, some people don't. Okay. So where am I going to put this thing? We're running out of space as it is. So I think the trike is going to be a very big if thing for me this year. I may do it, I might not, but I think I would only really do it if I know the people who are involved with that trike, or if it's a current existing manufacturer we've been working with before and they come out with one, they want me to do it, I might consider it then. But even then, I might even still say no. I don't think I'm going to know until it happens. All right. So there we go with the trike. So I just wanted you guys to know about those things. Okay. It's wider than you think. You can tilt on it. You can lift the wheel off the ground if you turn too quickly. You got to learn to lean, and that if you're stopped at a stop sign and you're on a non-level ground, you're on an angle, you're going to be tilting. All right, so just be aware of that before you buy a trike. That's all. Now, where can you look at trikes in the meantime? Okay, well, a couple of our viewers and subscribers have channels, and they have e-trikes. You know, I think you can check out Rip One Outdoors. He has a couple of trikes, and e-bike reviews. Yeah, he has a number of trikes. He's turning into the trike guy. Okay, he's got a lot of them. So if you want to see some of the stuff that they've done, go to their channels and take a look at their trikes. And that's a shout out to you guys. Okay, and thank you for subscribing to my channel. I subscribe to yours as well. I don't always see everything that you guys do, but I'm there. Okay, I know what's going on. So anyway, that's my story about trikes. So what else do I have to tell you guys? Well, a couple of my bikes are coming in now. Yeah, I mentioned to you that one of the manufacturers had given me a bike to review. It's coming in, and then Mrs. Wright's bike will be coming in as well. Okay. So we got confirmation it's heading our way. Here's the thing with these two bikes as they come in. And I told him too, I told the owner of the company, I said, you know, we were lucky to get outside when the weather was good. But I said, if that weather's not good, I'm not taking those bikes out until it is. All right. So he knows that. So we're going to do our best to try to get it out so that you guys can see it right away. And then you can see both of them too. Okay. And then I told Mrs. Wright that she's going to have to ride some stuff with us so that people can see her riding on it. But again, I told him as well, Mrs. Wright does not stay on camera. You don't get to see her face or anything like that. All you see is her from the back. All right. It's better than nothing. I mean, a lot of my rides, as you know, when I'm riding down the street, you don't see anything but the street. Well, maybe we can watch her ride. And as you know, Mrs. Wright pedals pretty much the entire time. I think the only time she says she hits the throttle is on startup, which a lot of us do. It kind of gets us moving, and then after she starts up, she lets go of the throttle and just continues the pedal. So, yeah, this will be a good one. I also asked, some of the features of the bike, and so I got an idea of what this bike is going to be. I think you're going to like this one. All right. It's got some unique features on there that I don't think we see too much on some of the other bikes that are out here. So I can tell you this: it's kind of a combination commuter / off-road bike. I don't know how else I can say it. I mean, it's not really just like a big 4-inch fat tire bike that can go off-road, and it's not just a commuter bike. It's kind of a combo. Yeah. So I think you're going to like this one. If you're looking for something that says, well, I don't want the real thin tire commuter bikes, or I don't want the real fat tire bikes, here you go, okay? I think this one will be a good one. And they have two versions. There's a step over and a step through version. So we will have both of them. You can see them back to back, and then we'll get impressions of how those two work, okay? So the step through one is for Mrs. Wright. That is her bike. And then the step over one is given for me, so it's my bike. Doesn't mean I'm not going to steal her bike and try it every now and then. But essentially, they're the same bike. It's just style-wise a little different. So now, what else is going on? let me think here. Oh, let me tell you too. I mentioned before that I will be mentioning every now and then a little bit of the health updates along with the e-bike news, because it is part of my life and this is what's happening to me and it affects me when I'm riding, and not to mentioning it would be kind of ridiculous just to ignore that that's happening to me. All right, but detailed information will be on those Monday health updates. Now, the health updates will probably continue for a certain amount of time, and then eventually I'll stop doing them because things will even out, and it's just I'm living my life at that point. But I am doing well with the diabetes thing. I am well within normal ranges of numbers at this point. So all of those symptoms that I had before, like peeing every 20 to 30 minutes, that's all gone. All right. The dry mouth is pretty much gone, although I'm licking my lips a lot today, but it's not the same type of dry mouth. It's only dry mouth because I'm talking a lot right now, okay? But the total dry mouth is gone. The thirst is gone. The weight is down. I'm down currently, as of today, 22 to 23 pounds. So yeah, it's pretty much the same it has been for the last several weeks. It hasn't gone down further, but it's down. And the vision is back. All right. So as you know, it affected my vision, but and I was even riding without the sunglasses and without the glasses on because my far distance was actually improved with the diabetes. That's kind of weird. Yeah, I'm nearsighted, but my far distance is typically bad, but I could see well without the glasses. But the close-up was kind of messed up. I couldn't see well with or without the glasses. Well, that's all back now. So the prescription's back to where it was before all this happened. So I'm wearing my old glasses again. So, and then of course, as I'm riding with the prescription sunglasses that I have. So everything's back to the way it was. I just have to keep an eye on what I eat and the like. So I keep carbs down to a very bare minimum, and then the sugar, I try my best to avoid anything that's sugary. So there you go. That's about all I have to say for you guys today. You got a little bit of health update there, and then also the updated news of Rad, and of course, the bikes that are coming in for me, and about trikes. So yeah, 3 things for you guys today. Anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Talk to you guys next time.